Today we're going to be working on the garden a little bit. We've got our strawberries in a homemade feed bunk. We have a ripe one. Last night I came out here and found one of the cats laying in here. I'm sure he's using it for a litter box. Yum. Anyway, I'm going to pull the old fence up. We had electric fence last year to keep the raccoons out. It worked, but it's hard to trim it and stuff. I'm going to make a better fence using wooden posts and this welded wire material. We've got 2 rolls of that. It's 50 feet a roll. And I'm going to move the tub here and every obstacle out of the way. This is our garden. We've got onions coming up. We've got some kale. Here we have blueberries, a row of blueberries. And over here amongst the weeds, which I'm going to trim today if I don't get rained out, we have raspberries. We have 2 raspberry bushes. We had 3, but I got a little close with the mower last year, and I didn't do that one any good. Matter of fact, I killed it. That's really not doing any good. These steel posts that I drove in last year when we had the drought, and we had a 1/10 of an inch of rain last night. It's looking rainy right now. These things are like they're set in concrete. I've tried pulling them by hand. I got one pulled, and I really earned that one. So I'm going to go get my $20,000 post puller out of the shed and drive it around here and pull these posts, and then I'm going to get the one John Deere 520 I have with the post hole digger on the back, and we're going to auger these posts in. I'm not digging them by hand like I did the support posts for the steps on the new portable building. I earned every inch of that, believe me. So we're going to line up with the deer fence here. Oh, why don't I point that out quick? We fence all the grove off in the winter. The barnyard is fenced off. Deer can get in the barnyard, but they can't get around and get into this portion of the grove. They will decimate these trees. They already have to some degree. But we have a fence all the way around. This fence was built, wow, 7 years ago maybe? I lose track of time. And boy, I've had a lot of time over my 64, almost 65 years. But when this was built, not this part so much, we did this ourselves, but that and all down the north side heading west here, it's 850 feet down through there. And at that time it was $5 a foot. It's a lot more expensive than that now, believe me. Everything has gone up. Had the electrician out yesterday to look at the building and help me get that wired up, and he said his cost on 12-2 wire has been 30 cents a foot. And he said just lately he just bought a 1,000-foot roll of that. It was $1,000, and it's going up more yet. Building materials are getting out of sight. I don't know what's going on here, America, but we got to get this under control. This is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to get that $20,000 post puller, and we're going to make short work of this project here. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how I do this. I've got a 1/4 inch chain. This is just a grade 70 transport chain. Nice light chain, I love it. Now what I'm going to do is go around the post down low. I'm going to leave myself plenty of chain here. I'm going to go around underneath the chain, up over top of the chain, around underneath the chain, and then hook it. Hook it fairly tight. Then I'm going to take the chain, the running end of the chain. It actually isn't running because it's not moving at all except when I move it. But pull it around again to give another wrap. There's a reason I do that. That reason is you don't hook it too tight. You want to give yourself a little bit of slack here. The reason I do that is so that as it pulls, the chain binds and bites on itself. And since I'm hooking to the back of the post, there's none of these little lugs, studs, whatever you want to call them, on the front of the post to bite into. So that's going to be the bucket's purpose. So let's take the $20,000 post puller. I know that's kind of mean to call it that, but I'm just having fun. That makes such short work out of it. I do see a lot of comments on the internet, on YouTube, about the R1 versus the R4 tires. Now, obviously, if you've watched my videos, my KUBOTA L2501 has the R1, often referred to as the ag tires. They have the deep lug, narrow bar grip, which gives you the maximum traction in deep digging and pulling conditions. I wanted to go with the R4s, and my dealer talked me out of it. He said, for what you're going to do with it, you're not going to be impressed with the R4s. They are great in the applications they're designed for, but what you're wanting to use them for, you won't be happy. So I listened to him, and I've been happy with my R1s. But what I wanted to show is it's rained all week here, easy. It hasn't rained a lot, but it's just not dried out. Yesterday was the first dry day we had, and it rained another 1/10 of an inch overnight. My tractor does leave some tracks, and this isn't the front part of the lawn. I wouldn't be on it after rain on the front part. And of course, when you turn, it's rather difficult to see, but you're going to feel it with the mower. It's going to be a little rough. But as far as tearing it up, I don't think it looks all that bad. This is the worst spot right here where I had to turn. Because of the trees and my ROPS, I've got to get turned rather quickly. So you don't have a lot of room to maneuver to go straight and back. Straight ahead and back, rather. So anyway, that's my comment on the R1s. Oh, you know, if that helps, I'm glad to get that information out. Now this auger fastens up for transport with this chain, and I don't want that chain getting wrapped around anything and getting tangled up. So I know what I'll do with it. I'll wrap it around the PTO shaft. No, that wouldn't be a good idea. So how about we just wrap it around and around and around over here. That should work, shouldn't it? Okay, now I've got the big auger on. I don't know if I need that, but I'm going to set a post right here in the corner to start with. So I got something nice to anchor to. And make sure we don't get tangled up in anything on the way down. So, and I'm going to build a gate. I don't know if I'm going to build one gate or two. It'd be nice to have two so I can get in here with the rider instead of having to do all this with the push mower. It's a 54-inch deck compared to a 22, even though our mowers are self-propelled. So in the meantime, while I'm getting ready here, I've got to go let the horses back out and we'll get started.